these kind of games that make us love the Premier League. This could be another thriller.
Yeah, it could. It really could. I think these are the two best teams in English football this season. Obviously, Man City, in my view, way above everybody else. But Liverpool are spectacular at times. I think it's clear they haven't quite hit their full stride. It's clear some of these players don't know each other intrinsically in the same way the old team did and the current Man City team do. But the signings they have made, the incredible player that is Dominic Szoboszlai in midfield, the erratic but impressive form of 𝐷𝗓𝗦 Núñez, the fact so many players have been fit this season for Liverpool, which is totally different to the previous campaign. Even if you think about the last season, Jordan Henderson fading light, Fabinho was nowhere near the player he was. They can bring in players like Wanda Ouattara now. And you're like, oh, actually, that's a really good backup player to play in certain games. Harvey Elliott growing every single year. You know, I think Liverpool look really, really strong. And I think this is going to be our title race. I think Arsenal are going to be in it for a long time, but these two are the strongest two teams in it. In terms of Manchester City, Erling Haaland's going to be fit. Okay, look, I know I'm not giving you insider information here, okay? I've not been on the phone to the Norwegian FA to find out what's been happening, but their final game was a dead rubber. He twisted his ankle a little bit. I would be staggered if Erling Haaland didn't play some part in this game. They've done this to us 1 or 2 times recently. Oh, is Haaland fit? Is Haaland fit? Yeah, Haaland's fit. So I've a lot of confidence that he is going to be able to play in this game. He's had a good, what are we talking, 8 to 10 days off between the injury and this particular game. So I think he'll be available. 𝐜𝐿𝐴𝐽, I think, is unlikely, but is that a massive loss? I don't know. Still no Kevin De Bruyne. 1 or 2 others, doubts Nathan Ake and the goalkeeper, but I think everyone beyond De Bruyne and 𝐜𝐿𝐴𝐽 will be fit. That's a very strong Manchester City. The interesting thing about City this year, which is worth noting, which is going to lead into my bet here, is they're conceding goals. This is not a season where they're winning games, you know, X amount of goals to 0. And so, you know, if you're a fantasy football player, you don't put Ederson in goal right now for City because they keep conceding a squeaky one here and there. 12 goals conceded by City is actually pretty high. It's more goals conceded than Liverpool. It's more goals conceded than Arsenal. It's a couple of goals less than Tottenham Hotspur, and it's only 1 goal less than Newcastle, who find themselves 7th in the Premier League table. And look, the numbers are skewed a bit by 4 goals conceded against Chelsea in the last game. I get that, but still, they don't usually concede 4 goals in any game. So I think it's worth noting there are some defensive issues right now about Manchester City, and you see that in recent games too. In the last 5 games, they've conceded at least 1 goal. So that shows you there is a great opportunity here for both teams to score bets. And again, look at the scoring market as well. Number 1 scorer in the league is Manchester City. Number 3 scorer in the league is Liverpool with 27 goals. And Liverpool's recent run, a 3-0 victory, a 3-0 victory, a 2-0 victory, a 2-2 draw. Only in 1 of the previous 5 have they not scored multiple goals in a game. So I'm going to go goals. I'm not going to go a wild amount of goals because usually these games get tighter and tighter and tighter as the season goes on. And we are no longer in the beginning of the season. We are slap bang in the middle. The hard yards of the season come between November and January. So what are we looking at here? I think you're going to pick a winner. I go for Manchester City to win because Man City are the home team and just 2 losses all season, 9 victories suggests that's the most likely outcome. Liverpool's away form has also not been particularly spectacular this season. They find themselves in terms of the away table in 7th with 3 draws and only 2 wins across the 6 away games they've had. So I'm not going to go Liverpool win on form guide alone, but I'm going to take Man City to win and both teams to score. That brings you in at 2.88, just under the 2-1 threshold I'm always trying to look for here in likely bets. A couple of other things I'll pick out here. Man City win and take under 3.5 goals in the match. That's the equivalent to 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. It's not particularly daring, but again, brings us to the threshold I really like. Double your money bets. And just to keep it basic, I won't discount the draw here as well. I'm not going to go Liverpool, but draw was 4.2. Now, that's risen to 4.6 as we record this. It might get up to 5 by the time the game kicks off on Saturday morning. So a draw between these 2 teams, who are the best 2 teams in the country, in my opinion, I wouldn't discount that as well. I haven't picked out individual markets here for players, but if you want that, Obviously, Haaland to score multiple times. Obviously, Mo Salah to score and assist. You double up a Salah or a Haaland with a score, you'll make some money.